What happened in Brazil?
USAID got involved. Of course, they show up and they unleash their unlimited funds of NGOs to come in and start censoring him because he was a threat to NATO. He was a threat to what they wanted to for their agenda for Brazil. So the real censorship that was happening during COVID and everything else, everyone was focused on that here, I think, in the U.S. more than they should have also been focused on Brazil with. He actually was even banned recently from attending Trump's inauguration by the current sitting president. They banned him from traveling to the U.S. to attend Trump's inauguration. A former president. That is insane.
It was, according to Mike Benz, it was William Burns, right, the director of the CIA, who flies to Brazil with 50 of his CIA homies and basically holds a meeting with Bolsonaro where he tells Bolsonaro that you need to stop questioning these Dominion voting machines. And that was when they started to divert. Our government, our State Department was diverting semiconductors during a semiconductor shortage so that they could create more voting machines than Brazil has ever had in any election in Brazil. And then, wasn't it Mark Milley who flies over there like 2 weeks prior to the election and starts arresting some of his military generals? If I'm not mistaken, fact check me on that, but I'm pretty sure that happened. And yeah, it was like 2 weeks before the election. He arrested like 5 or 10 of Bolsonaro's top military generals so that Bolsonaro couldn't contest the election. Am I right on that?
I don't know if I can find it.
Yeah, probably it's hard.
As quickly.
February 10th, 2023, General Mark Milley spoke with Brazil's chief of the Joint Staff by phone. Nope, sorry, that's not it.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know that Brazil had their own J6.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was way bigger with a lot more support from the people.
Did they? Is it true that they had a shaman though? Let me see if I can find that because everybody was saying they did, but I'm not sure they actually did.
I have a funny story about Brazil at the UN. So I was stationed up there at the UN. I think it was in 2018 or 2019. And so, have you guys ever been to the UN?
No.
Oh. It's a dark place.
I bet.
It's a dark place, but it's all...
I have been there, yeah.
Oh, you have?
Yeah.
Okay. So have you ever been on the floor, like where all the votes happen?
I might have, not when I was in session or anything.
Okay.
I knew someone who worked for their news agency, and they gave me a tour. So I'm pretty sure I got to go and check that out. Yeah.
So the way that it works is that there are all these different resolutions, and each country has a vote, right? And so everyone's on the floor, kind of working votes, and trying to get votes to go one way or the other. And so I can't remember the resolution we were working on, but I believe it was something to do with the pro-life. But Bolsonaro was president at the time, and their representative, their guy at the UN, was maybe a holdover from the previous administration, and he was not in alignment with whatever Brazil's values were at the time. So I had met the president's son at an event, and I got his number, and I told him I was at the State Department and whatever. And so I was with my colleague Ron, and we were having real issues with this guy. He was not voting the way that he should have been voting. But I sent Eduardo a WhatsApp message. I was like, hey, I know we met at this event. I don't know if you remember me, but I'm here at the UN. I'm on the floor, and I just want to let you know that your delegate is not in alignment with your whatever position it was. The guy was gone in 20 minutes. He was ripped off the delegation.
You disappeared someone?
Well, he wasn't killed, but he was pulled off the delegation in 20 minutes.
Wow.
And so, but that's
dark.
It's dark, but and it wasn't a bad thing. It was the problem was that delegate was not representing the Bolsonaro administration properly. That was the issue. It wasn't that he was not, he was not there representing what they wanted to represent. And I knew that because I had met Bolsonaro.
Wow.
And so, but that's another problem with these big UN organizations and NGOs is that you might have someone at the top. These countries, they may have someone at the top, but it doesn't trickle down. Yeah. Into their delegation or into their organization.
Look at Trump's term, his first term.
Exactly.
Every single ambassador, not every single ambassador, but a majority of ambassadors in these third world countries were actually undermining Trump's agenda. Todd Robinson in
Right.
Guatemala being such a prime example of that. And, so I think that Trump knew that if he wanted his agenda carried out, that he had to gut the organization that was funding everybody that was working against him. And USAID is that organization.
Absolutely. Yeah, it has to, there's been such history of them just running the ship themselves. They don't respond to democratically elected leaders.
Oh, no, they had to change their tone on that. I mean, Brazil was all over the Twitter files. There was a huge aspect, especially with the Global Engagement Center,
the GEC,
which
I know the GEC very well. Yes,
was funded and started by USAID, and you would go through the Global Engagement Center documents, and there he is. There's the shaman.
Oh my gosh!
But he was not part of their riots.
Oh, that's too bad.
That is a Bolsonaro supporter, but he wasn't out during the J6 style riots in Brazil.
Did anyone steal a podium?
A lectern.
Oh,
lectern
How
guy is
could I
very
get that wrong?
serious about correcting the record on that one. They call him podium guy, but it was in fact a lectern. In fact, it's just sitting in the other room.
Wait,
Yeah, it's it's
the
right
actual one? No, he didn't actually take it home.
I did.
You almost had me, Tim. You almost had me.
there. But you saw it in there, didn't you?
I did.
Yeah, it's a replica.
I wasn't tempted to steal it. I don't know why, but to each their own. No judgment.
Thanks for watching this clip from the Culture War podcast. We're live every Friday, 10 a.m. to noon, so subscribe and come hang out.